This conference will now be recorded.
So today I will cover backup and recovery architecture on the basis of 19C. I have collected the things in this PPT from 19C documents. And my name Ahmed. I don't want to take this session actually, but many people force me to do that backup and recovery architecture. But now crowd is very less, but I will do that. And this is part one because backup and recovery architecture is a very vast topic. In one session, I cannot cover. So I decide to do in 2, 3 sessions. But if I will get good numbers, then I will do that. Otherwise, I will not do that. So this is my certification. Yes, day before yesterday, I cleared my professional certificates, and this is my blogs. This is my YouTube. Now I have 727 subscriber within 29 days, and you can catch me on these links. And now, so as we know that we have two types of database configuration. One is single instance, where database instance and your database is there, and we have rack database or rack cluster where we have 2 instance, 3 instance, up to 100 instance you can configure for one database. So backup and recovery is applicable for both, so that's why I have posted these two things in the first slide. Now let's begin with what is backup and what is the purpose of backup and recovery. See, the purpose of backup and recovery, basically it is a strategy which you will use to protect the database. And what you will protect? You will protect the data which you have in the data files, and that data is very important. So you will take the backup, and in case if suppose any failure happen, then you can restore the data from the backup, and you can apply the redos from the archive log files or redo log files to get latest means your latest structure of the database when you have failed. So this is the purpose of backup and recovery. So in general life, we do photocopies of our educational documents, working experience and all. So what we are doing backup for our documents because our documents are very important. So that's why we take a copy, 2, 3 copies for that document. So this is the basic general example of your backup and recovery. But in terms of database, we need to take the backup of our data, and we need to take the backup of multiple files. Okay, so we discuss later on. And backup is basically a copy of database that you can use to reconstruct data if suppose you lost anything. So backup, we have two types. One is physical and another one is logical. Okay. And physical backup and logical backup. So what is physical backup? Physical backup is basically a copies of the physical files which is used in storing and recovering a database. These files include the data files, control file, and archive log files. So the conclusion is that we took the backup of the data files, and in data files we took the backup of systems, sysocs, and users, and index, whatever table spaces we have which contains the data, we took the backup of that. And control files is the very important, that's why we took the backup of control file also. And archive redo log file is also very important, so we take the backup of archive log file. So every physical backup is a copy of files that store database information, and we backup and we store on another location. And we can store on the disk, we can store on the tape. So it depends on your company policy or client requirement where you will put the backup, right? So this is the physical backup. And logical backup is basically the backup of the tables, the procedures, etc. So for logical backup, we know that we have best tool, that is Datapump, which is introduced in 10G, and it is better than normal export import, because in data pump the files will create it on the server side, so importing is very easy from the server side. So that's why logical backup we can take through data pump, and data pump is a command line tool, and the tool name is XPDP and IMPDP, which use the two packages, that is DBMS data pump and DBMS metadata. So these two packages will involve into pumping the data and importing the data, right? My pace is okay. Chat room, please. So now, what is backup foundation? So physical backup are the foundation of your backup and recovery strategy. If you are taking a logical backup, thank you, Ansar. If you are taking a backup of logical things, that it is not a foundation. Logical backup is useful when it is at certain level. It is a supplement of physical backup in multiple circumstances, but it is not sufficient to protect against the data loss. Okay, so without physical backup you cannot say that my database is secure. So physical backup is the foundation, and logical backup is a additional benefit of your backup, right? So in some case, if you have any logical related things, then you can take a backup, take the help of logical backups, not in all situations, right? So we have a very important tool, that is Armen. So Armen based backup and recovery is my focus. Okay, and this from Armen based backup and recovery, we have incremental backup, we have block media recovery, we have binary compression, we have encrypted backups, we have automated database duplication, we have cross platform data conversion. So these are the backup and recovery which based on Armen. So it means Armen tool will be used to do the backup of these types, so that we see in further slide. So first, incremental backup is basically a very important backup and very useful for the DBA. So incremental backup is basically store only those blocks which have changed image or which have changed data from the previous backup, right? So that's why when you are doing incremental backup, it will not store all the blocks in the backup. It will store only those blocks which have new data, which have new changes from the last backup. Clear guys? And they provide more compact backup and faster recovery, and it will reduce the backing time and reduce the recovery time. And also, if you want to give more benefit, then you have very good feature, which is block change tracking. How many knows that block change tracking? You can use the chat room for answer this.
I know that. Blockchain.
Use the chat room, my dear. If blockchain tracking, when it is introduced, 10G or 11G?
11G.
Okay, perfect. So blockchain tracking file, when you enable, so it will scan every data files, and it will store the addresses of those blocks which have changed image. So when you perform incremental backup, so the tool process will check the blockchain tracking file, will take the address of that block, and directly it will hit those blocks from the data file, and it will capture or store in the incremental backup set or backup files. So that's why it reduces the backing time of your database. So you can use the backup incremental command to perform incremental backup, right? So next thing is block media recovery. So we have block media recovery option also through Armen, where you have one block corruption, where you have multiple block of corruption. So you can recover from recover block command and block number with block number, right? So this is block media recovery. And binary compression is a mechanism in which Oracle database reduce the size of backup. So you can take the backup with compression. So your database size will be database backup size will be reduced so that it will not take too much disk space. So that is beneficial in space related terms. And encrypted backup is basically for security. If you are taking a backup of banking tables, banking schemas, then you can store the backup in encrypted format, and you can create encrypted backups on the disk. And this is the advanced level of security option. So you can also create encrypted backup directly on tape, and Orman must use the Oracle Secure Backup SBT interface, which is required for the tab, but does not require the advanced security options. So this is incremental backup. And automated database duplication, you can easily create a copy of your database for supporting various storage configuration, including direct duplication between ASM databases. So you can do with the help of RMAN. And now failures. We study too many failures, but in 19C they have mentioned only these three failures, so that's why I have added only these three failures. Rest failures I have ignored, and this is the media failure, which is the main or common failure. Second, user failure, and third, application failure. So these are the three failures which we discuss. And media failure is what? Suppose you have a
Can you,
problem on the, yeah.
Ahmed, can you just put some, can you just share some inputs on the media, I mean, user and the third point?
I'm coming to that. I'm coming to that.
Okay.
So media failure is basically a failure which happens on your disk, and disk stores the data file. So basically, if your disk reader or disk means any failure happen on the disk, so you will lose the data, right? Because you lose the data file. So that failure is called as a media failure. So in that you have to apply appropriate recovery method or technique to get the data back and to get the recover up to the latest transaction. Okay, so this is basically a major failure in your database if your disk fails. Okay, so that's why Oracle recommend that store the files on different disks. Means you have to do the multiplexing of your files, control files, redo log files, and data files. So that's why Oracle recommend that do the multiplexing of these files, which are very important. And all simultaneously you have to take the backup and you have to store on different disks if you have more space. Now user error is occurred when you update anything and you update wrong, when you want to delete anything but you delete wrong, and these are the things. So so if you are deleting the wrong person from the employee table, so this type of damage actually a user error. Okay, so we have lots of features through that we can recover that. But major failure backup and recovery based is media failure. Okay, so in user error you can restore the table, you can restore the data from undo. So you have flashback technology, or you can say logical things. You have export, so you can import that table. So like that you have these mechanism also with your main mechanism. So that's why this is not main failure in your database backup and recovery. Okay, and third is application error. Application is error. Suppose you have corrupted data blocks. Okay, so in physical corruption, which is also called a media corruption, so database does not recognize the block at all. So there is a number which is which attached to block. So that number is called as checksum. So when checksum is valid, so it means block is good. When checksum is invalid, so it means your block is corrupted. So the block contains all zeros, or the header and footer of the block do not match, then you can say that your block is invalid or corrupted. So if the corruption is not extensive, then you can use the block media recovery. If corruption is too much, then you can go with the whole data file recovery mechanism. You can apply that. So this is three failures. Okay. Now, this archival backup. So what is archival backup? Anyone knows that? Use the chat room. See, in online interaction is required, two-way communication, then session will be interesting. Otherwise, it will bore. No problem. If you don't want to speak, see, a copy of,
Whatever, or what are
yes.
the transactions that you do it over a period of 15 minutes or 1 hour of interval. So each transaction is being captured or to be backed up.
Mhm,
So that comes under the
mhm,
archive.
mhm. Okay. Uh, uh, I'm asking archival backup. So archival backup is basically a copy of database. It will exist and at the end of a business quarter, but this backup is not part of your disaster recovery strategy. So Arman provides a convenient way to create a backup and exempt, or you can say did not include in your backup retention policy, right? So these backups are typically archived onto separate storage media, and you can retain for longer periods, and the media to which these backups are written are often unavailable after the backup is complete. So this type of backup is known as archival backup. Okay. And
Okay.
now data transfer. So Arman backups can be used to transport the database and the table space across different platforms, right? So in some situation, you may need to take a backup of a database or database component and move it to another location. So you can use Arman, which will use to create a database copy, create a table space copy, and then you can import into another database, or you can move entire database from one platform to another, just like as transportable database, transportable table space. So you can move from Windows to Linux or Linux to Windows. So I did both the movements in my job. So that is very good tool or concept if you are doing if you are using in your daily requirement, if it is there. And Oracle backup and recovery solution. So Arman is basically fully integrated with the Oracle database to perform a backup and recovery activities. So Oracle recommend Arman. We have two types of mechanism. One is user managed backup and another one is Arman managed backup. So Oracle recommend that use the Arman managed back mechanism, because when you do the activity with Arman, so it will store itself in the database. So that's why DBA don't need to remember the things, means when you had taken the backup, where you have put the backup, what is the file, what is the file name, what is the size, blah blah blah. So these information will store, that in the control file. If you have a catalog, then it will store in the catalog. So these two things which you can add with Arman. So that's why Arman is preferable method for backup and recovery solutions. So if you see this screen of my that, so here we have recovery manage, user manage, and data pump. So we have closed database backup. So Arman will support, user manage will support, data pump will not support. So these are the tool basically, or mechanism by that we can perform the backup and recover the data. So in every cases, not all will be fit, and but maximum will fit from recovery manager. So if you want to open database backup, Arman will support incremental, Arman will support corrupt the block, Arman will support and automatic specification of files to include in a backup. Arman will support backup repository. Arman will support backup to media manager. Arman will support backup of SP file, or this supported backup of password and network will not support in Arman. That it will support in user manage, and platform independent backup it is supported. So if you see that only one thing through Arman is not supported, But if you go with user manage, many things is not supported. Okay, and in logical, many things is not supported. So that's why Armen is better tool or mechanism to protect your database. Clear?
What is closed database backup?
That we
I mean,
discuss later on. When we database is closed, then we are taking the backup. Then at that time, that is closed database backup.
you mean cold backup?
Yes.
Okay, thanks.
Welcome. So Armen basically an Oracle database client, okay, that performs the backup and recovery on your database, and it will automate the administration of your backup strategy if you configure that. So Armen have many configuration things we discuss in most probably second part, and it greatly simplify backing and restoring and recovering the data file. So it has three phases. One is backup, then restore, then recover. So in Armen, we have components. One is target database, then the Armen client. So target database is basically a database on which you want to perform the backup, on which you will connect through Armen client. So target database is always will be there in Armen, and Armen always maintains metadata about whatever it is doing in the database control file, which is your target database, and Armen metadata is known as Armen repository. And in the control file, the drawback is that it will overwritten after 7 days. Okay, minimum 7 days is the condition, and after 7 days it will flush. So if you want to increase, so you have to increase the days. So but your control file size will become larger. So that's why Oracle has given the option of catalog. We discuss in further slide. Okay. Now the Armen client. So as I said that just like as export import or data pump, we have Armen client. So basically it will open the Armen tool or Armen prompt where you will fire the command, and this Armen file is located in the bin folder, and we know that all the executable file is stored in the bin folder when we install the database software, right? So Armen optional component is fast recovery area, where you will store the backup, a media management software, and recovery catalog, as I said earlier. Okay, so fast recovery area is the location where you can store and manage the backup files, and you have to set these two parameters, DB recovery file depth and DB recovery file depth size, and that two parameter you can set and you can enable fast recovery area or FRA, the short form. And recovery catalog, as I said, it is a separate database schema which is used to store Armen recovery, and recovery catalog actually preserve the Armen metadata. And if you lost your control file, so you can easily to restore and recover for the control file from recovery catalog. So the database may overwrite older records in the control file, but Armen maintains record for forever in the catalog, because in that we create the table space and do some other things in recovery catalog making. So if I do another session, so I will show practically how to create the recovery catalog, how to register the database with recovery catalog, and how to perform the recovery through recovery catalog and other thing which is related to recovery catalog. Okay, so today topic is basically to give the overview and basic architecture components of a backup and recovery section. So today total theory based session, so maybe many people feel bored, so that's why they are getting out from the meeting. So no problem, those are in, they are perfect. So media management software is basically a software which controls when you do the backup and recovery on the tape. So that I'm not going into the detail. because mostly we do the backup on the disk, and media backup on tape we do less actually in the production. So if you want to start RMAN and connecting to a database, so you have the command like this, %RMAN, like this you will fire on the Linux platform, then you will get this tool, okay, prompt basically. So here you will type the command. So whatever command you are typing, it will execute and it will complete your activity by your command which you are firing, okay. And so first you will connect to the database, then you will connect to the RMAN with a target or auxiliary database, and the privileges is required sysdba or sysbackup. This is the new privileges which is introduced in 12c, and you can connect to command line options by this command, connect target. So we have many methods to connect to the RMAN and connect to the database. So this is the basic connection where we are saying RMAN target and no username, no password. So this is operating system authentication, you can say that. And when you are saying sys prod and no catalog, it means your control file is using to storing the data. So RMAN prompt will ask the sys password. When you are saying RMAN target catalog and RCO DB, so it means you have a catalog, and when you do the backup or recovery, it will store the information in the catalog, okay. So these are the ways by that you can connect. So these are main common connection types, and I hope you had done or you have used these things. So this is the syntax: connect target, username, that is your service name you can say, and the as a sysb backup. So you will get this, okay. So now this is the general syntax where you can pass connection string, user ID, password, net service name, right? And you have catalog, connection. So you have many syntaxes to connect the database through RMAN client. So yeah, so if suppose you are taking a backup and you don't want to output will come on the screen and it should be stored in the log, so you can do that. RMAN target log temp, and this is the file name and append. So all the output, whatever the activity you are doing, it will store over here, right? Now showing the default RMAN configuration. So we know that we have the command show all. So the configuration is persistent and apply to all subsequent operation on this target database, even if you exist and restart RMAN. So RMAN configuration setting you can change, which by default set. So we do practically. So if you say show all, so you will get all the configuration of the RMAN. By that you will protect your database, okay. So now how you will back up the database. So you have the backup command to back up the data files. So RMAN backup the data on the default device which is configured, and basically by default RMAN create the backup on the disk. If you have FRA, then it will store. If you do not specify the format parameter, then RMAN create backup in the recovery area and automatically give the unique name. So if you want to give the unique name, you need to use the format parameter. By that you can assign the name of your backup. So as I say that RMAN creates backup set rather than image copy. So backup set is basically consists of one or more backup pieces which are physical file and written in a format that only RMAN can understand, RMAN can access, okay. But you can do the multiplex backup set which contains the blocks from multiple input files. What does it mean? if suppose you are taking 4 data file backup, so maybe 1 data file, 2 data file block will be stored in one set, and 3 data file, 4 data file will store in another set. So that backup is called as multiplexed backup set. And Arman can write backup sets on the disk, which is default, and if you configure for tape, then it will go to the tape, right? Now, if you specify, excuse me, if you specify a backup as copy, then Arman copy each file as an image, and which is a bit-to-bit copy of a data file created on disk. So image copy, basically the identical copy which you do by operating system command. That command is cp. So you can say Linux on Linux and copy on Windows. Okay, but recorded in Arman repository, and it is usable by Arman. You cannot use in user manage. When we do cp command, so that is user managed backup. Okay, so in that block to block or bit to bit copy of the database file. So through Arman you can also do that, but that is only applicable, or you can use through Arman client, but you cannot use through user manage. Okay, so you can use Arman to make image copy while the database is open. This is very important point, and many times interviewer ask about this. Can you do the backup in close stage in Arman? Can you do the backup image copy in open state? So these are the questions. Now backup command, basically I said that it will store, option has format, it has the option of target. So as I said that format will specify the file naming, and in that we have %d for database name, T for timestamp, and S for the backup set, and P for the backup piece number. Okay, and tag is basically with date and time. So tag also you can attach. Tag is basically a label which you can give any name, and that is for your purpose. But when you are doing that, it will also stored in Arman repository in uppercase. So that is important. So see that backup format. So I am saying format. So this is the format name, and archive log. I am taking a backup also. So I am giving this like by this name. And if I say backup and tag, and I'm saying weekly full backup, and database and max site is 10 a.m. So this naming will attach to my database backup. So when you check the repository through listing command, so you will get these names, so you can understand, okay, this is weekly full backup. So tagging is very important in your backup strategy. If you follow that, you will easily remember that, because naming you can't remember like this. Okay, it is very difficult. So tagging is important strategy which you can use when you are taking the backup. Now we can take a database backup in archive log mode. Can we take a backup in no archive log mode through Arman? I want answer from 27 guys. We have 27 numbers. So say yes or no in the chat room. Only 3 words or 2 words you have to type. You have to type,
No.
please. This is the problem with professionals. They never listen to trainer what he's saying. I'm saying use the chat room, but a few people always speak. No problem. So in no archive log mode, we can now take the backup. Oh my God. Okay. So how many is saying no? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 6 no, and 1 is 7. So only I get answer from 7 guys. No problem. So if a database run in archive log mode, you can back the database while it is open. So that backup is called as inconsistent backup, because it contains changes after its checkpoint. If you have archive redo log needed to recover the backup, then open database backup are effective for data protection as consistent backup. So when you want your backup should be consistent, so archive log file is very important and redo. And to back up the database and archive redo log file while the database is open, so what you will do first is starting the rman and connecting the database, then you will fire this command backup database plus archive log. So it will back up the database and also it will back up the archive redo log file. Now come to in no archive log mode, those are who are 6, oh 7, 8, okay. So now three are saying yes. So 3 is yes and 6 are saying no. So let's see who are the winner. So if database run in no archive log mode, then only valid database backup is a consistent. So the backup to be consistent, so database must be mounted. Why mounted? Because in mount control file will open. So as we know that whenever you are taking a backup through rman will store the repository in the control file, which is the by default location. Okay, so you can take the backup in no archive log mode also by rman, but the condition is that your database should be mounted. So those who said yes, they are the winner. Got it? So for this session, your one question is correct, right? So I think you get the benefit of this session. I'm kidding, no problem. You can recover with archive log file from a consistent backup to minimize. Actually, many DBAs have this confusion. So that's why I asked this question before coming to this slide. To make a consistent database backup in no archive log mode, as I said, your database should be mounted. So we do shut immediate, we do startup force, so it will shut down abort and then start up, then again do shut down immediate. It is doing too many times, so that is not required. And then you say startup mount, and then after that you will say backup database, then it will back up the copies of the database. If you say backup as copy, then it will create the image copy, and after that you will open the database and it will perform the normal operations. So clear, guys? So the answer who say yes, that is Chintan, Jainal and Abdul Wahab. So you all three will get the gift. So making incremental backup. So how you do the incremental backup? You have to use this keyword. So if you specify backup incremental, then Armand will create the incremental backup. And what it will do, it will store the block level changes from the previous incremental backup. So incremental backup basically a smaller and faster. So if you want to increase your database backup performance, you need to do incremental backup. And also recovery with incremental backup is faster than using redo logs. Okay, welcome Janel. So the starting point of incremental backup strategy is based on level. So level 0, okay, and level 1. Very confusing mechanism for the incremental. Always interviewer ask too many questions regarding this incremental. So when I'm saying incremental backup, which is a level 0 incremental backup, so it will back up all blocks in the database. So we can say that when I'm taking incremental backup at level 0, it is the identical to full backup. But unlike a full backup, the level 0 backup is considered a part of incremental backup strategy. It will not be the part of full backup. And when I'm saying level 1 incremental backup, it will only contains those blocks which changed after a previous incremental backup. Okay, so whenever you are doing a level 1 backup, okay, it will check level 0 or level 1. Okay, whatever it will get, it will take the backup from that level. And when you are saying level 0 backup, it will always go for level 0 checking. If level 0 is not available, then it will automatically take the level 0 backup first, and after that it will take the backup of level 1. Okay, so there is a correction of here, level 1 actually. Okay, so now got it, this point. And level 1 backup can be cumulative. So cumulative mechanism is based level 1, which includes all block changes since the most recent level 0 backup. So whenever you are doing uh, incremental backup, okay, so it will check level 0 or level 1. But when you are doing cumulative backup, so it will always check level 0. Okay, so that is the cumulative mechanism. And incremental backups are differential by default. So we can say that differential incremental backup and differential cumulative or incremental backup, you can say in cumulative incremental backup. Okay, so incremental backups by default is differential, and forcefully you can say incremental backup is cumulative. So this is the things. Got it? Now how to make the incremental backup? So during a restore operation, Allman will first restore level 0 backup, then automatically apply incremental backup, and if it is required redo log, it will take that data also. So this will reapply the changes on your database since the start of the backup. So you cannot make incremental backup when a no archive log database is open. So for that you required database should be mount. Okay, so that's why you can make incremental backup when database is mounted, but the condition is that your database should be cleanly shut down. Means shut down transactional, shut down immediate, and shut down normal. If you do shut down abort, and after that if you are starting and doing mount, then that database backup is not correct. So how to take that backup incremental level 0 for what? Database. So this is incremental differential backup. Okay, and you are saying level 0, so it will check about the backup from the previous incremental backup, whatever. So when you say backup incremental level 1 cumulative, so it will take cumulative incremental backup. When you say increment backup incremental level 1, so it is backup incremental differential level 1 backup. Clear? How manually incremental updated backups? So RMAN incremental updated backup feature has the main feature. So the strategy required level 0 data file copy as base, and copy is either a system defined or user defined tag, and level 1 differential backup are created with the same tag as the level 0 data file copy. So incremental updated backup enable you to implement efficient incremental forever backup strategy. So when you do the practical, then it will you get the better understanding. So for that you will fire this command, the backup for recovery of copy command, which specifies that incremental backup contains only block change since the most recent incremental backup with the same tag. So periodically incremental backup are applied to level 0 data file copy. So the data file copy has been updated with more recent changes it now require less media recovery. So that is the mechanism. And for recovery of copy options, so we have for recovery of copy with tagging, because tagging is very important. Okay, so if no level 0 data file copy with the specified tag exists in the current or parent database incarnation, the RMAN creates a level 0 data file copy with the specified tag. So this is the example. You can see that backup incremental level 1 for recovery of copy with tag, and tagging is incremental update, and you are taking the backup of the database. So for recovery of copy, this is the syntax for incremental updating backup options. And you can say for data file also. So backup incremental level 1 for recovery of copy, data file copy format of this data file, right? Now incremental updated backup strategy, how you will do that. So first you will connect to the RMAN with the database, then you fire recovery copy of database with tagging backup incremental level 1 for recover of copy with tag and database. So this script basically you can run on a regular basis, and it is required to implement a strategy based on incremental updated backups. So you can write these things in the scripts, and you can set that script in the cron tab, and you can do the settings, and according to your setting in the cron tab, it will perform or it will execute. How to validate the data file and backup, very important. So we have validate command which confirm all data file is exist and are free for physical corruption. And when you say check logical option, so it will check logical block corruption. So you can say that backup validate with check logical options for database and archive log all. So this will validate all database file as well as archive redo log files for physical corruption as well as logical corruption. So by that you can validate your backup files which you had done in backup. Okay, because time to time your validation is very important. So you can check by data file number and block wise also. You can check by backup set number also. Okay, and if you want to see the backup, you have list command. Okay, now RMAN support the use of command file to manage, and command file is basically a text file which contains RMAN commands, and you can execute at RMAN prompt, and you can use any file extension. So these files are basically called as stored scripts. These files are alternative of store scripts, and that allow scripts to be available to any RMAN client that connect to the target database and its recovery catalog. So this is the way you can create the file. Here I put the command target, that will connect target, that will connect the database, and then backup database plus archive, then listing, and then exit. So these 4 commands you have written in the text file. Okay, and this is your scripting, you can say. And after that when you want to start, so you can execute it and you can run it, and you can also execute on RMAN prompt also. Okay, so every time no need to write each and every command, so you can create the script also. And RMAN list command and report command is for reporting the backup operation, and show all is the command which will tell you the command RMAN configuration. So the list backup and list copy command you can use, and these are the options you can use with the listing. So you will get different outputs, and you can say expired, you can check recoverable. So these are the options with listing. You can use that. So list backup of database, list copy of data file, list backup of archive log file based on sequence, list backup set of data file one, blah blah. Okay. And reporting the data files and backup. So reporting command, more complex analysis. So with that you can use need backup, is obsolete, report schema, report unrecoverable. So these options with you can use that. So if any backup is obsolete, it will come here. And if you want to see your structure of the database, so you can fire a report schema. And maintenance command, we have cross checking backups and deleting obsolete backup. So these two commands are very important to update the metadata of your RMAN control file or RMAN catalog. And cross check command basically synchronize the logical record of RMAN backup and copies with the files which is stored on the media. So if backup is on disk, then cross-check determine whether the header of the file is valid. If backup is on tape, then RMAN query the RMAN repository for the name and location of the backup piece. So for DBA, always do the cross-check backup and copies before deleting them. So this point DBA should remember. Clear, guys? So you can say cross-check backup, you can say cross-check copy. By that you can cross-check. And deleting, we know that if you want to delete any obsolete files, any backup files, you have to use delete command. So delete obsolete will delete the files which are not required, which are not valid in your RMAN backup strategy. Basically which exit from retention period. So what is retention period? We see in another session. Basically we fix the database backup in number of copies or number of days. So that is retention actually. Okay. And this recovery advisor is introduced in 11G, and very important feature. So what you will do, you can use this tool to know the failures and then to know the solution and to get the script, and you have to run that. So very easy and very appropriate. So what you will do, basically first you know that priority, critical, high, low, and status can be open or closed. So first you do list failure command, then after that you do advise failure, and after that you will do repair failure. So these three command is important. So list failure will give you which files want to perform recovery. Advise failure will give you the script, and repair failure will run that script in the backend. Okay, so either you can take the copy and run it, or either you can fire repair failure command. So this is very important backup and recovery mechanism. Okay. So thank you guys. That's it for my session, and almost in the time I had done it. I was thinking it will take too much time. So now questions sections. If you have any questions, just let me know.
When you're saying the